Now, what is the correct way to pronounce your stage name?
Okay. You say Lexis Makiah. Not Makiah, but Makiah.
People do mispronounce this, it
Yeah, a
sounds
lot.
like. Do people misspell it as well?
Yes. They spell my name with a U, Lexus, Lexus. It's not that way. They put an A in front of it. It's really pretty self-explanatory. I don't know how people, mess it up. It's really simple.
When it comes to people, do you notice they mispronounce or misspell your name more?
Yeah. I would say pronounce. No, misspell.
Now, where did this stage name come from? What are the details of its origin?
Well, I'm just getting into rapping, so I always had my own brand. I've been my own brand. So Lexis Makiah was I came up with it when I was 10. It's my first name and middle name. But I knew when I was younger I wanted to be known. I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be whatever. I don't consider myself famous, but when I do get there, I knew that was gonna be my name. So I just stuck with it. A lot of people think I should change my name to something more stage name like, but I feel like it sounds like Lexis Makiah. It goes like.
Now, do you know the reason for your first and middle name and who named you each of these?
No, I don't know the reason, but I know my mother named me my name, but I don't know why she did it.
Or the meaning behind either
Yeah, I
of those?
don't know. It's not a meaning.
Now, for you, has that ever been a concern or even end up being an issue using your real name as part of your stage name instead of an alias?
It wasn't an issue, but it has been talked about by a lot of my peers or other people in the industry that I've been talking to. They're like, okay, so what is going to be your stage name? And I thought about changing it to something I was called, my father used to call me when I was younger, but I just don't know if I like that, so. Because a lot of times I research, artists will have nicknames growing up and it just stay with them, but I don't want to use that name.
Care to share what that name is?
Yes, so as a kid, my dad used to call me Lex Luger. I don't know, it was like a supervillain or something, Lex Luger or Lex Luthor. He always called me that. So it can be a stage name, actually, like an alter ego, whatever the case may be, but I don't know if I like that.
Speaking of nicknames, did you have any other nicknames growing up by any chance?
Yes. I had, it was Lex, Lexi Pooh, all my family called me Lexi Pooh. It's Lex Luger, or just Luger by itself, or Lex. Just simple, but.
Do you know anyone in particular that coined any of these nicknames?
What do you mean?
Whether it was Lex or Lexi, who started calling you those names first? Do you remember?
So, my aunt on my mom's side started calling me Lexi Pooh. And my cousins and all that stuff started calling me Lexi Pooh. My dad really cornered the Lex Luger. That was his thing. I don't know where he got that from, but he just started. I was little. He was like, Lex Luger, Lex Luger. That was his thing, so.
Now, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened with your stage name, if anything?
Nothing has happened, so hopefully it doesn't happen in the future.
And when it comes to your music, has this always been your stage name for your music?
Yes.
And asked you a lot of questions in regards to your stage name. With everything considered, any regret with the final stage name choice?
There's no regret. I just hope it's not an issue in the future where I have to change it because, my name is my brand. When I was in high school, Lexis Makiah, my YouTube name is Lexis Makiah, my TikTok, everything is Lexis Makiah. So changing it would be separating myself, my music from my brand, if that makes sense.
Anything else you want to mention about your stage name or question you weren't asked, people want to know about it?
No, I think it's a good stage name. I think it's pretty good.